What is up, guys? How are you guys doing today? This is gonna be not really much of a vlog. This is actually gonna be a wrestling talk, a WWE talk, because about how Randy Orton should turn heel for 2026. And I'm so happy, so glad to tell you of how WWE should really book this. So let's get right into the video, shall we?
One of the most dangerous men in the WWE. But for the last 2 years under Triple H, the venom that made Randy the WWE's apex predator seems buried beneath the surface. The killer instinct, the ruthless attitude that made Randy one of the most feared names in the locker room has been missing. But what if Randy channels that darkness that once defined him? What if the voices in his head tempt him back to the dark side? What if the apex predator turns heel and goes after the WWE Championship? This is how WWE can book the perfect Randy Orton heel turn in 2025 and spice up the product once again. Grab your popcorn, because this fantasy booking has betrayals, punt kicks, and disturbing moments that will remind everyone why Randy Orton is the most sadistic villain in WWE history.
Those voices in his head.
Holds barred match. After being outsmarted at Saturday night's main event, the Scottish Warrior questioned Cody's guts and made him put the title on the line one more time. For 30 minutes, Cody and Drew go to war using steel chairs, tables, and kendo sticks. However, in the closing moments, Cody outsmarts the Scottish Warrior once again. He ties Drew to a ladder with a rope, in a similar fashion to what the Kabuki Warriors did to Becky Lynch at TLC 2019. Drew struggles and screams in frustration as Cody's one step ahead of him and retains the WWE Championship. Cody celebrates with the title held high above his head, but the celebration doesn't last long. Drew breaks free from the rope and immediately attacks Cody from behind. Drew sets up for a Claymore kick, but before he can strike, Randy Orton's music hits. Viper sprints to the ring and goes right after Drew. Drew tries to fight back, but Randy is ready and strikes Drew with an RKO out of nowhere. Drew crashes to the mat as Randy stands over him, protecting his friend. Cody slowly gets to his feet and looks at Randy with gratitude. The two men exchange a nod as the crowd cheers, but something flickers in Randy's eyes as he stares at the WWE Championship in Cody's hand. The following week on SmackDown, Drew McIntyre storms to the ring with fury written all over his face. He grabs a microphone and berates Cody for being a coward who can't win a fair fight. He demands another title shot and warns Randy Orton that he better stay out of his way. The crowd boos as Drew continues his tirade, but then Cody's music hits. Cody tells Drew that he has no problem putting him down again. In fact, he'll do it tonight if that's what Drew wants. But before Drew can respond, SmackDown General Manager Nick Aldis appears on the stage. Aldis says that if Drew wants another championship opportunity, he's going to have to earn it next week against this man. Randy Orton's music hits, and the Viper emerges on the ramp. The match is official. Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre. Winner gets a WWE Championship official with Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre and WWE Championship match against Cody Rhodes. But before we get to the #1 contenders match, there's one more pit stop. Later that night, a tag team match is made official with Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre and Solo Sikoa. Backstage in the locker room, Cody approaches Randy and thanks him for having his back at Survivor Series. He tells Randy that while he appreciates the help, he can watch out for himself. Randy looks at Cody for a moment, then nods and extends his fist as the former legacy mates bump fists. Later that night, Randy and Cody win the tag match, but it's what happens after the match that makes the headlines. Drew and Solo attack Cody and Randy from behind, and a massive brawl erupts in the ring. Cody and Randy eventually get the upper hand, but then Randy walks over to the corner where the WWE Championship has been placed. He picks it up slowly and stares at the title as Cody notices and approaches him. Cody extends his hand, wanting his title back as Randy hesitates just for a moment, but before anything can happen, Drew McIntyre slides back into the ring. He charges at Cody, setting up for a Claymore kick, but Randy sees it coming. He shoves Cody out of harm's way and instead lays out Drew with an RKO. Cody picks up his title and looks at Randy as SmackDown goes off the air with Randy raising Cody's arm. However, behind the facade, something darker is brewing in the Viper's mind. Following week on SmackDown, it's time for the main event. Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre. Winner gets a WWE Championship match against Cody Rhodes. Drew and Randy go back and forth for almost 20 minutes, but towards the end, as Drew sets up for the Claymore kick, Randy moves out of the way, and Drew's boot connects with the referee instead. The ref goes down as Drew turns around and walks right into an RKO. Both men are down, and that's when Jacob Fatu's music hits. The Samoan werewolf storms to the ring with revenge written all over his face. Everyone in the arena thinks that Fatu is coming for Drew, who has been the prime suspect for attacking Jacob backstage a few weeks ago. But Jacob slides into the ring and goes straight for Randy Orton. The crowd is shocked as Fatu grabs Randy and launches him across the ring. He lays out Orton with a super kick and a Samoan splash, while Drew slowly recovers in the corner. Jacob stares down at Randy's broken body as Drew crawls over, hooks the leg, and scores the pinfall. Drew McIntyre wins and earns another shot at the WWE Championship. But the bigger story is about Fatu and Orton. Next week on SmackDown, Cody approaches Randy in the locker room. Randy is lacing up his boots, not making eye contact as Cody asks Randy if he attacked Jacob Fatu, and Randy admits he did. He tells Cody that he was just looking out for him and making sure he was safe. Cody tells Randy that he appreciates it, but he said it before and he'll say it again. He doesn't need Randy's help. Cody isn't the kid from Legacy anymore. He isn't the same guy from 15 years ago. He's the WWE champion, and he can handle his own business. Randy stares Cody in the eyes. Then he stares at the championship belt on Cody's shoulder and nods before exiting the locker room without another word. Over the next few weeks leading to the Royal Rumble, something changes in Randy. The Viper starts showing signs of his old self. In his matches, Randy starts using underhanded tactics like low blows and eye rakes when the referee isn't looking. Jacob Fatu tries to confront Randy multiple times, but the Viper refuses a face-to-face battle and escapes through the crowd. After Fatu wins a match against The Miz on SmackDown, Randy attacks him from behind and lays him out with an RKO out of nowhere. Fatu is unconscious as Randy stands over him with that familiar sadistic smile and rage in his eyes. The crowd doesn't know whether to cheer or boo. Randy's transformation is happening right before their eyes, and things keep getting darker on the road to WrestleMania. The Royal Rumble arrives in January, and the card is stacked. Cody Rhodes retains the WWE Championship against Drew McIntyre in a last man standing match ending their feud, while Randy Orton takes on Jacob Fatu later in the night. Fatu dominates with his power and agility, but the Viper is strategic. Towards the end, Fatu goes for a Samoan drop, but Randy rakes his eyes behind the referee's back and strikes with an RKO to get the win. As Randy celebrates, the camera catches Cody Rhodes watching from a monitor backstage. Over the next few weeks, it's the road to Elimination Chamber. The WWE Championship will be on the line, and qualifying matches are announced as Cody Rhodes will defend against 5 challengers inside the destructive structure. One by one, the participants are determined. Randy Orton, Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre, Solo Sikoa, and JC Mateo win the qualifiers and earn their spot inside the chamber. The night of Elimination Chamber arrives, and Solo Sikoa and Damian Priest start the match as the first 2 competitors. The 2 men batter each other for 5 minutes until the countdown begins. The third pod opens as JC Mateo enters the match, and immediately, the dynamic shifts. The numbers game takes over. Priest fights back, but he can't overcome both men. Solo holds Priest down while Mateo destroys and eliminates him. As officials escort Priest out of the chamber, Solo briefly exits the ring. He reaches under the ring and grabs 2 steel chairs and kendo sticks. Together, the duo of Solo and Mateo take over the match and eliminate McIntyre and destroy Cody as the final countdown begins. Randy Orton's pod opens, and the Viper immediately charges at Solo and Mateo like a man possessed. Randy and Cody both join forces and take the fight to Solo and Mateo. The momentum shifts for a while, but the MFT members gain the upper hand once again with chairs and kendo sticks. Solo wraps a chair around Cody's arm and stomps on it before ordering Mateo to finish the job. Mateo climbs to the top of a pod, looks down at Cody's trapped arm, and goes for a diving splash, but Randy sees it coming. As Mateo leaps, Randy jumps in the air and catches him with an RKO in midair. Solo tries to attack Randy from behind, but the Viper ducks Solo's clothesline and sends him flying over the top rope. Orton eliminates Mateo and turns his attention to the rest of the field. Randy stalks Solo for a moment, but then his eyes drift to Cody. The WWE champion is down in the corner, holding his injured arm. Randy stares at the defenseless Cody as the crowd holds its breath. Randy backs into the corner, and it looks like he's setting up for the punt kick, but then he hesitates just for a second. That hesitation costs him as Solo Sikoa recovers and attacks Randy from behind. Solo sets up for the Samoan spike, but Randy ducks at the last second and strikes with an RKO. Solo is eliminated, and it's down to 2. But just as Randy turns back, Cody rolls him up and steals the win. Randy lies on the mat, shocked. Cody slowly gets to his feet, clutching his injured arm as the referee hands him the WWE Championship. Randy sits up and stares at Cody with an expression that's impossible to read. Cody approaches Randy and extends his hand. Randy stares at Cody's hand for what feels like an eternity, but he finally accepts the handshake. Randy even pats Cody on the shoulder and raises his arm in victory. The crowd applauds both men as Randy exits the chamber, but as Randy walks up the ramp, he looks back at Cody one final time. Elimination Chamber goes off the air with Cody celebrating in the ring, completely unaware that his former mentor is about to become his worst nightmare. Next week on SmackDown, a tag team match is announced. Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton versus Solo Sikoa and JC Mateo. Before the match, Cody approaches Randy in the locker room, who is sitting on a bench staring at a picture. Cody can't see what the picture is, but he starts talking anyway. Cody tells Randy that he understands if Randy is upset about what happened at Elimination Chamber, but Cody did what he had to do to retain the championship. After all, he learned from Randy himself. Randy doesn't respond at first and just keeps staring at the picture in his hands. He stares at Cody for a moment and then he smiles. Randy tells Cody it's all good and that he would have done the same thing. He says there are no hard feelings and extends his hand for a handshake. The two men embrace in a hug as the tension seems to dissolve, but the camera zooms in on the picture Randy was holding. It's a photo of Randy and Cody together from a couple of years ago. The show cuts to commercials, leaving the audience with an uneasy feeling. Later that night, the main event begins. It's Cody and Randy versus the MFT. Early on, the MFT focus their attack on Randy. They neutralize him with a double team assault on the outside that takes Orton out for the majority of the match. For the next 15 minutes, it's essentially a 2-on-1 handicap match. Cody fights with everything he has, but the numbers game is too much. The WWE champion digs deep and starts building momentum. Cody hits Solo with elbows, punches, and a disaster kick that sends him crashing to the outside. Cody sees his opportunity and crawls toward his corner, reaching desperately for Randy. The crowd is on their feet. Randy is standing on the apron with his hand extended. Cody is inches away. Their fingertips are about to touch, but then Randy jumps off the apron. The arena goes completely silent as Cody is shocked and confused at the same time. Randy just stares at his partner with cold, dead eyes, while Solo Sikoa slides back into the ring and lays Cody out with a spinning solo to end the match. The MFT win, but nobody cares about the result. All eyes are on Randy Orton. It looks like Randy is heading back up the ramp. The crowd is booing him, but then Randy stops. He turns around and slowly removes his wrist tape, one piece at a time. Randy slides into the ring as Cody is trying to recover. The WWE champion looks up at his friend with confusion and hurt in his eyes. Randy doesn't say a word, and instead, he just starts unloading with punches to Cody's face. The referee tries to pull Randy off, but the Viper shoves him away. Randy grabs Cody and throws him out of the ring. He sends him crashing against the steel steps. Randy picks up the steel steps and smashes them against Cody's face. The sickening thud echoes throughout the arena as Randy rolls Cody back into the ring and strikes him down with an RKO. Medics check on Cody as Randy exits the ring and starts heading up the ramp. Cody slowly, painfully tries to get back to his feet using the ropes, and that's when Randy turns around. The Viper sprints back to the ring and lays Cody out with another RKO, but he isn't done yet. Randy drags Cody to the outside and clears the announce table. He places Cody on top of the table and hits a vicious RKO through the announce table. SmackDown goes off the air with Cody Rhodes unconscious in the wreckage of the announce table as Randy Orton stands tall over him with no emotion on his face. The Viper has struck, but this is only the beginning. The following week, Randy Orton doesn't show up on SmackDown. The WWE Universe is left to speculate about the Viper's next move, and when the Viper strikes, he does it when nobody sees it coming. Randy Orton appears on NXT and strikes Shawn Spears with an RKO out of nowhere after his match. But Randy isn't done. He grabs two chairs from ringside and viciously attacks Spears and injures his arm. Medics rush to the ring as Randy simply walks out like nothing happened. But Randy's night on NXT isn't over yet. Later that night, Randy attacks Ethan Page in the parking lot and RKOs him on the concrete floor. Randy stands over Page's body with that cold, emotionless stare as the fans slowly start to connect the dots. Later that week on SmackDown, Sami Zayn is celebrating his win over The Miz, and that's when the Viper strikes once again and lays Sami out with an RKO. The Viper continues his destruction and crushes Sami's ankle with steel steps while showing zero remorse. The pattern is clear now. Randy Orton is systematically attacking everyone close to Cody Rhodes: Shawn Spears, Ethan Page, Sami Zayn, all close friends of Cody, all victims of the Viper's wrath. And Cody can't do anything about it because he's still recovering from Randy's attack 2 weeks ago. As Randy leaves the arena that night, Nick Aldis approaches him in the parking lot with security. Aldis tells Randy that Cody will be back next week, and Aldis doesn't want a repeat of what happened 2 weeks ago. If Randy lays a finger on Cody, he'll be suspended indefinitely. Randy stares at Aldis for a moment, and then he smirks before exiting the arena. The next week on SmackDown, the arena is buzzing with anticipation. Everyone knows Cody Rhodes is returning tonight after 3 weeks of absence. The WWE champion makes his way to the ring, still wearing a neck brace from the injuries sustained from Randy's attack. Cody takes a microphone and tries to speak, but before Cody can say a single word, the Titantron flickers and Randy Orton appears on the screen. Randy is in an undisclosed location, standing in what looks like an empty warehouse. In his hands, he's holding a picture frame. It's the same picture from a few weeks ago of Randy and Cody together. Randy just stares at the picture with that cold, dead expression. But then, Randy pulls out a lighter and sets the picture on fire, watching it burn Randy says he knows that Cody wants answers, but Randy doesn't owe Cody any explanations. Randy drops the burning picture to the ground and steps on it, extinguishing the flames. Randy tells Cody that he knows what he's feeling right now, and Randy knows Cody wants revenge. Cody wants to get his hands on the Viper and make him pay for everything he's done, but Randy wants something from Cody too. Randy wants the one thing that's been out of his reach for too long, the WWE Championship. If Cody wants revenge, if he wants to get his hands on Randy Orton, he'll have to risk everything. Randy dares Cody to put his title on the line at WrestleMania. In the ring, Cody looks down at the WWE Championship on his shoulder. Then he looks back at the Titantron. But before Cody can respond, Randy continues. Randy says that he knows what Cody's thinking. Randy says that Cody thinks he's safe because he can't lay a finger on him tonight. But while Randy can't touch Cody, he can still send him a message. As Orton finishes his words, the camera suddenly zooms out, revealing more of the warehouse. And in the background, lying unconscious on the floor, is Ricky Saints, another one of Cody's close friends, another victim of Randy's hunt. Blood is visible on Ricky's face as Cody's eyes widen in horror. The WWE Champion immediately drops the microphone and sprints up the ramp. Back on the Titantron, Randy stands over Ricky's body with a sadistic smile on his face as the screen cuts to commercials. After SmackDown returns from commercials, chaos erupts backstage as Cody tries to find out where Randy recorded that video. But by the time they locate the warehouse, Randy is long gone. Cody tends to Ricky, and later that night, Nick Aldis makes it official. At WrestleMania 42, Cody Rhodes defends the WWE Championship against Randy Orton. But before we reach Mania, there's one more hurdle. Next week on SmackDown, the ring is set up for the official contract signing where neither Cody nor Randy can lay a finger on each other. Cody grabs the microphone and speaks first. Cody says that he always respected Randy. For over a decade, he looked up to him. Randy was his mentor, his friend, his brother. And if Randy wanted a title shot, all he had to do was ask. Randy cuts Cody off and says that's exactly the problem. Randy says that Cody talks about asking for opportunities, but Randy doesn't need to ask Cody Rhodes for anything. He's Randy goddamn Orton, 14-time world champion. He's given his entire adult life to WWE. While Cody left and had his fun with his boys, touring Japan, playing on the little indie circuit, and wasting a billionaire's stupid son's money, Randy stayed loyal. And when Cody came crawling back to WWE, he was handed everything. He didn't have to ask for opportunities, he was handed them on a silver platter. But even then, Randy was willing to let it go. He was willing to play the supportive friend. He was willing to stand in Cody's shadow and watch him get all the glory. But then Cody had to rub it in Randy's face. At Elimination Chamber, Cody embarrassed him. He stole his moment. He spit in his face. He spit on his legacy. Cody thought he was better than Randy. He thought he didn't need Randy's help, and this arrogance is what caused all of this. But that's okay, because WrestleMania 42 will be the last time Cody Rhodes is seen in WWE. Randy is going to end him, and Cody's wife and kids will sit in the front row and watch it happen. They'll watch their husband and father get destroyed in the middle of the ring. And somewhere up in heaven, Dusty Rhodes will see his baby boy's dream turn into a nightmare and realize what a massive failure his son is. Cody almost loses his temper, but the contract signing ends with both men staring daggers at each other as security struggles to keep them separated. The story concludes at WrestleMania, but the ending is more horrific than anyone could have imagined. WrestleMania 42 arrives, and over 80,000 fans pack the stadium for the grandest stage of them all. Throughout the night, the energy builds toward the main event. A video package plays, documenting the entire story between Cody and Randy from their days in Legacy to Orton's heel turn. By the time the package ends, the stage is set for the main event. The bell rings, and Cody wastes no time taking the fight to Orton. Cody unloads with punches and elbows, but the Viper's veteran instincts quickly take over. Randy systematically targets Cody's injured neck and softens him up for the RKO. Randy dominates the majority of the match, with medics checking on Cody throughout the match. However, towards the end, Cody fights back with everything he has. Cody hits the bionic elbow, the Cody cutter, but when Cody goes for the disaster kick, Orton moves out of the way, and the referee eats the kick instead. Randy sees his opportunity and kicks Cody right in the crown jewels. He rolls out of the ring and reaches under the apron. Randy pulls out 2 steel chairs and cracks Cody across the back with the first chair. He places the chair around Cody's neck and hits the vintage Orton DDT. But instead of going for the pin, Randy drags Cody in the middle of the ring and grabs the second chair. He's going to crush Cody's skull between 2 steel chairs. The crowd is begging him to stop, but before Randy can strike, someone slides into the ring. It's Cody's wife, Brandi Rhodes. She throws herself at Randy's feet and tears stream down her face as she pleads with the Viper to show mercy. Randy looks down at Brandi, and for just a moment, it looks like Randy is having second thoughts. Randy lowers the chair and tosses it aside. The crowd starts to cheer, thinking maybe Randy has a shred of humanity left. But then Randy's expression changes. Randy grabs Brandy by the arm and pulls her towards the ropes. He positions her for the vintage Orton DDT, but Cody sees this all unfold. Cody's eyes widen in absolute rage, and the American Nightmare somehow pulls himself back to his feet. Cody charges at Orton with everything he has left, only to walk into another RKO by the Apex Predator. Randy backs into the corner, gets in the zone, and hits the punt kick for the first time in years as Cody is laid out in the middle of the ring. The Viper covers, and Randy Orton is the WWE Champion once again. Some fans are booing, some are cheering, others are simply in shock. Randy slowly raises the WWE Championship high above his head, with his cold expression never changing. Brandy rushes to Cody's side, cradling his head in her lap as medics swarm the ring to check on the former champion. Randy stands in the corner, watching the scene unfold with zero remorse. He raises the championship one more time as WrestleMania 42 prepares to go off the air, but Randy isn't done yet. Randy reaches the stage and looks back at the ring one final time. Cody is being helped to his feet by medical staff and Brandy, and that's when something changes in Randy's expression. The Viper turns around and starts walking back toward the ring. Cody sees him coming, but he's too weak to defend himself. Medical staff tries to intervene, but Randy shoves them aside. Randy hits another RKO on Cody and locks eyes with Brandy. In that moment, everyone knows what's about to happen. This isn't the Randy Orton we've known for the past decade. This is the cold and ruthless Viper from 2009. Randy backs into the corner one final time and delivers a punt kick to Brandy as she collapses on top of her husband. WrestleMania 42 goes off air with the sickening sight of Randy Orton holding the WWE Championship over the fallen Rhodes family. In the months following WrestleMania, Randy Orton's championship reign becomes a nightmare for everyone on SmackDown. He successfully defends the WWE Championship against Kevin Owens at Backlash in a brutal street fight. At Clash in Paris, Randy retains against Sami Zayn in a squash, but Randy's next threat comes from an unexpected place, the Wyatt Six. Uncle Howdy and his family target Randy for violating the sacred bond of family. At first, Randy seems concerned, but over the course of several weeks, Randy systematically destroys each member of the Wyatt Six. He punts Dexter Lumis after a match on SmackDown. He attacks Eric Rowan backstage with a steel pipe. He sets the rocking chair on fire, shatters the lantern, punts Nikki Cross in the head, and destroys Uncle Howdy with no remorse. This new and twisted version of Randy Orton can even form Legacy 2.0 with names like Miles Bourne and Austin Theory, or second-generation stars like Lexis King and Charlie Dempsey. By the summer of 2026...
Thank you guys. I just wanted to just to come back on. Thanks for enjoying the video. Let me know, comments down below, subscribe to this channel. That's it for the talk of Randy Orton's heel for 2026, and I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I do hope that they do make a decision like that where Randy does come back, and I think it would be an interesting storyline, and we could have the Randy Orton, especially now Randy he's a big guy. He's a big guy now, so it's like, and he hasn't had that push in a while, you know. So it's kind of like you gotta push the guy now. Now you gotta. So, all right, guys. Thank you so much. Subscribe to this channel. Put some likes down, comments down like this video, and then put some comments down in this video. And yeah, peace.